We would like to welcome everyone to the March 15th, 2021 Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners regular meeting. We're a little bit delayed in beginning tonight. We've had some technical difficulties, so we certainly apologize. Our meeting tonight will be available on YouTube as well as on the county website. If you wish to listen to the meeting, you can call in at 704-920-2023, and your PIN number will be 1234. And for our public comment section of our meeting, you may email your name, address, and telephone number to public comment at cabarruscounty.us. And you may also use the conference call telephone number 704-920-2023, PIN number 1234. And that would be for the public comment section of our meeting. I'm happy to announce that if all goes as planned, beginning with our work session next month, which I think is April the 6th, we will be meeting in person, socially distanced and taking precautions, but we will be back in person for our April meetings. So first up on our agenda tonight is the approval or correction of the minutes, and you all have a copy of those before you. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes as presented, or are there any changes that need to be made?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Second.
Lynn, I'll make a motion.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Kiger, a second by Commissioner Honeycutt to approve the minutes as presented. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. That motion passes. And I will point out for our audience tonight, Commissioner Shue is connected by phone, so you will not see his picture here. As I mentioned earlier, we had some technical difficulties, and that was the way we were able to get him connected. So next up is the approval of tonight's agenda, and you all have a copy of that before you as well. Do I hear a motion that we approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Strang, a second by Commissioner Kiger to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. That motion passes, and we move now to recognitions and presentations. And first up, we have Karen Calhoun from our Human Services Department to read the proclamation for Child Abuse Prevention Month. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you, Commissioner Morris. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, Commissioners. We would like to present to you a recognition and proclamation for April as the nationally recognized and proclaimed Child Abuse Prevention Month. Very timely, considering the report that we had last month from the Community Child Protection and Fatality Prevention team from Paula Yost. And so at this time, I will read the proclamation to you and ask for your approval. Whereas children are vital to our state's future success, prosperity, and quality of life, and as well-being, as being our most vulnerable assets. And whereas all children deserve to have the safe, stable, nurturing homes and communities they need to foster their healthy growth and development. And whereas child abuse and neglect is a community responsibility affecting both the current and future quality of life of a community. And whereas communities that provide parents with the social support, knowledge of parenting and child development, and concrete resources they need to cope with stress and nurture their children and ensure all children grow to their full potential. And whereas effective child abuse prevention strategies succeed because of partnerships created among citizens, human services agencies, schools, faith communities, healthcare providers, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners hereby proclaim April 2021 as Child Abuse Prevention Month and call upon all citizens, community agencies, faith groups, medical facilities, elected leaders, and businesses to increase their participation in our efforts to support families, thereby preventing child abuse and strengthening the communities in which they live.
Great. Thank you, Karen. Commissioners, you've heard the proclamation. Do I hear a motion to adopt the proclamation as read?
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Honeycutt, a second by Commissioner Strang to approve the proclamation. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. And that passes unanimously. Thank you, Karen, for bringing that to us, and thank you for the work that you and your staff do in this area every day. It's valuable to our community.
Thank you,
next
Commissioners.
up, you're welcome. Next up is a proclamation for National County Government Month, and I will read that one. Proclamation, National County Government Month, April 2021. Counties matter. Whereas the nation's 3,069 counties serving more than 300 million Americans provide essential services to create healthy, safe, and vibrant communities. And whereas counties provide health services, administer justice, keep communities safe, foster economic opportunities, and much more. And whereas Cabarrus County and all counties take pride in our responsibility to protect and enhance the health, welfare, and safety of our residents in efficient and cost-effective ways. And whereas under National Association of Counties President Gary Moore's leadership, NACO is demonstrating how counties matter, especially supporting residents and businesses during the coronavirus pandemic. And whereas each year since 1991, the National Association of Counties has encouraged counties across the country to elevate awareness of county responsibilities, programs, and services. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners for Cabarrus County, North Carolina, do hereby proclaim April 2021 as National County Government Month and encourage all county officials, employees, schools, and residents to participate in county government celebration activities. So, Commissioners, you've heard the proclamation. Do I hear to approve?
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman, we approve the proclamation.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Shue, second by Commissioner Kiger. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. And that motion passes. Thank you. Next up, we have a proclamation for National Donate Life Month. I had previously asked Commissioner Shue to read this proclamation because he has a very personal connection as a organ recipient on two different occasions. It's a little bit difficult for him to read the proclamation in the method that he's connected to tonight, so I will do that on his behalf. Proclamation, National Donate Life Month, 2021. Whereas more than 108,155 men, women, and children in the United States currently need life-saving organ transplants, and more than 3,436 of those people are North Carolinians. And whereas an average of 20 people awaiting transplants die each day because there is a severe shortage of donated organs. And whereas every 10 minutes, another name is added to the National Transplant Waiting List. And whereas providing facts about donations and dispelling misinformation and myths are key to increasing the number of people who sign up as donors. And whereas the North Carolina Division of Motor Vehicles plays a critical role with over 5 million North Carolinians in the state's donor registry, having registered when receiving a driver's license or state ID card. And whereas one organ donor can save the lives of up to 8 people and improve many more lives through tissue and cornea donation. And whereas North Carolinians are encouraged to get the facts about donation, discuss their wishes with their families, and sign up as donors via the North Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles or online at www.donatelifenc.org/register. And whereas residents of Cabarrus County have been touched by donation as recipients of life-saving transplants and as members of donor families who have literally given others a second chance at life, and now be proclaimed that we, the members of the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim April 2021 to be National Donate Life Month in Cabarrus County, and urge our residents to give thought to the importance of eye, organ, and tissue donation, and to consider joining the North Carolina Donor Registry, and further to notify their family members that they have done so. Commissioners, you've heard the proclamation. Do I hear a motion that we adopt the proclamation as read?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move for approval of the Donate Life Proclamation.
Okay, do I hear a
I'll second.
Okay, that's a motion by Commissioner Shue, a second by Commissioner Strang. Is there any discussion?
I would like to make a few comments.
Yes,
Since,
sir.
I am an organ donation recipient, and had it not been for the organ donation program, then I would have been gone from here a long time ago, because in November of 1995, as you all know, I received a heart transplant from a 17-year-old boy from Michigan. Lord knows that little feller done gone back to the dust of the earth, but yet his heart's still beating inside of me. And then 7 years later, I had a living donor. My next door neighbor up the road gave me a kidney. And because of that kidney, I've managed to live an additional 18 years that I wouldn't have had. So because of the organ donation program, I've been able to not only be here with my family, be here with my wife and my 2 children and my 2 grandchildren. I've also been able to serve this county as a 3-term Cabarrus County School Board member, as well as this is my 2nd term as a Cabarrus County Commissioner. And all this was made possible because of the organ donation program. It's a wonderful program. It saves lives. And I'd like to encourage all of my Cabarrus County citizens to, if you haven't already registered to be a organ or tissue donor, to please consider that, because you never know whose life you might save. And in this case here, you know, my life was saved 2 different times because of the program. So I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for reading the proclamation, and thank all my board members for their support and county staff over the years to help me keep doing what I feel like I should be doing, and that's serving our citizens. Thanks again, Steve.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner Shue. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor of adopting the proclamation, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. And that is unanimously adopted. Okay, we move now to item 4, and we are happy to have Carla Brown with us to read the Week of the Young Child proclamation.
Thank you, Commissioner Morris. Proclamation, Week of the Young Child. Whereas the Early Childhood Foundation of Cabarrus County, along with the Cabarrus Partnership for Children, in conjunction with the North Carolina Association for the Education of Young Children, NCAEYC, and the National Association for the Education of Young Children, NAEYC, are celebrating the Week of the Young Child, April 10th through the 16th, 2021, and the Month of the Young Child throughout April. And whereas these organizations are working to promote and inspire high-quality early childhood experiences for our state's youngest citizens that can provide a foundation of learning and success for children in Cabarrus County. And whereas teachers and others who work with or on behalf of young children, birth through age 8, who make a difference in the lives of young children in Cabarrus County, deserve thanks and recognition. And whereas public policies that support early learning for all young children are crucial to young children's futures and to the prosperity of our society, now be it proclaimed that the Cabarrus Board of County Commissioners for Cabarrus County, North Carolina, do hereby proclaim April the 10th through the 16th, 2021 as Week of the Young Child in Cabarrus County, and encourage all citizens to work to support and invest in early childhood in Cabarrus County. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. We appreciate you bringing that to us. Okay, Commissioners, do I hear a motion that we adopt the proclamation as read?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Honeycutt, a second by Commissioner Kiger to approve the proclamation as read. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. And that motion passes unanimously as well. Thank you very much. And we move now to our informal public comment section of our meeting. I'll repeat the instructions that I mentioned at the beginning of our meeting for public comments. You can email your name, address, and telephone number to publiccomment@cabarruscounty.us. You may also use the conference call number 704-920-2023 and the PIN number 1234. In addition to those two methods, I think we have a camera set up at the governmental center in our regular meeting chambers, so that if someone is there, they also will have an opportunity to participate in public comments. So at this time, I would call on our clerk, Lauren, to report on the emails or phone calls, or if there is anybody present in the building.
Lauren just put this in the chat. I'm going to read it for her. I have not received any written comments. There is no one in the chambers, and there was no one other than Commissioner Shue on the phone line.
Okay, thank you, Debbie. Okay, there being no one present for informal public comments, we will move now to our consent agenda. Items in our consent agenda are all items that we discussed at length during our work session 2 weeks ago. So I always like to point that out because people say we don't, or if you are only seeing this meeting, you think we don't discuss them, but we do discuss them at our work session, which gives the public an opportunity to have 2 weeks to provide comments or feedback if they have any questions or concerns. So at this time, do I hear a motion to adopt the approved consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
For approval, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Honeycutt, a second from Commissioner Shue to approve the consent agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. That motion passes. And then we have no items of new business to discuss tonight, which is quite unusual. I don't recall that happening in quite a while, but we will now move to reports. And first, we will receive updates from commission members who serve as liaisons to municipalities or on various boards and committees. Does anyone have anything to report tonight? Okay, I don't hear any comments, so we will now move to general comments by board members. If anyone has anything they would like to mention while we are online.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to just make a couple comments in lieu of us going back and meeting in person. I can't overestimate how great the behind the scenes staff has been to put our meetings online for the last year. Completely seamless from where we sit, but it's not that way where they are. So, but all of you, Debbie, Todd, everybody that has had any part of this has done an incredible job in support of this board and to make sure that the people's business of Cabarrus County has proceeded on uninterrupted, which impacts a lot of people in this community. And I just wanted to say thank you and how much I appreciate what they've done.
Thank you for those comments, Commissioner Kiger, and I certainly agree with everything you said. I remember very clearly our first meeting last April. I was quite nervous and uneasy about how the whole process would work, but they have done an extraordinary job, and it has certainly been making the best of a less than favorable situation. So appreciate you mentioning that. Any other general comments? Okay, hearing none, we do not have need of a closed session tonight, so I would entertain a motion that we adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Strang, a motion from Commissioner Kiger to adjourn. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. So that is unanimous. And we now stand adjourned until our work session at 4 p.m. on April 6th. Everyone, please have a good evening and thank you for being with us.
Good night.